I was 13 years old enough to sense the dangers lurking in the world, yet still naive enough to attract the attention of those who thrived on fear. Our neighborhood buzzed with life, but our dead-end street bordered a dense, foreboding forest preserve. At the end of the block lay a murky sump, often whispered about by the kids in the area. Beyond that, if you dared to venture through the dense trees, you could stumble upon a quaint community park, seemingly innocent during the day. One Saturday evening, a mini carnival was being held in that park, and with no plans to meet up with my friends, my mum suggested I check it out. Unlike many parents, she didn't impose strict curfews or warn me about wandering out after dark. She believed in letting me explore the world. With a flashlight clutched tightly in my hand, I crossed the shadowy expanse of the forest, the rustling leaves and creaking branches whispering secrets in the night breeze. As I approached the carnival, vibrant lights illuminated the otherwise dark surroundings. The air was thick with the sweet scent of cotton candy and popcorn, blending with the distant sounds of laughter and carnival music. I felt a sense of excitement wash over me, though it was tinged with an inexplicable unease. As I wandered deeper into the carnival, I noticed a large striped circus tent, its red and white fabric fluttering gently in the night air. Intrigued, I pushed aside the entrance flaps and stepped inside. The tent was dimly lit, flickering bulbs casting eerie shadows across the audience. On a small stage, 3 clowns performed, their painted faces exaggerated and grotesque in the dim light. One wobbled on a tricycle, another juggled brightly coloured balls, while the third pranced around, a manic grin plastered across his face. Suddenly the dancing clown caught sight of me. He dashed over, his movements disturbingly quick, and began to wave his finger at me, beckoning me to come closer. A chill raced down my spine, and instinctively I took a step back. I didn't want to approach, didn't want to join the twisted spectacle unfolding before me. After a few moments of lingering unease, I found a friend at one of the carnival games. We played together, laughter momentarily distracting me from the unsettling encounter. But as the night wore on, the carnival began to wind down. The vibrant lights flickered and dimmed one by one, and the crowds thinned, leaving an unsettling silence in their wake. I said goodbye to my friend and made my way back toward the woods, the atmosphere shifting with each step I took. As I neared the edge of the forest, I heard it, an unsettling voice calling from behind me. It was the same clown, the one who had waved at me earlier. He stood just outside the tent, his painted smile stretching wider, eyes glinting with something dark and predatory. He asked if I wanted to check out the backstage area to see the cool things the guests couldn't. "No!" I blurted out, my voice trembling, and I hurried into the forest, casting nervous glances over my shoulder. The clown remained still, watching me with that unsettling grin, making my skin crawl. Once I was out of sight, I broke into a sprint, adrenaline surging through my veins. The path through the woods felt endless, the shadows around me alive with whispers. I was nearly 3/4 of the way home when I heard it again, a soft, rhythmic tapping echoing through the trees. My stomach dropped. I turned and there he was, the clown emerging from the darkness, his figure illuminated by my flashlight. Panic surged within me, and without thinking, I hurled the flashlight at him and bolted in the opposite direction, my heart pounding like a war drum. The sound of footsteps chased me, heavy, relentless, echoing through the night, until the road finally came into view. With a final burst of speed, I dashed onto the pavement, and I heard the footsteps abruptly stop behind me. I glanced back to see the clown standing at the edge of the woods, shadows swallowing him whole, his painted smile eerily intact. The sight sent a wave of nausea crashing over me. When I finally reached home, I was gasping for breath, my chest heaving as if I had just run a marathon. My mum noticed my distress, her brow furrowing with concern, but pride and fear intertwined in my chest, and I lied, telling her I had jogged the whole way back. That night, as I lay in bed, the memory of that sinister smile haunted me. I could hardly close my eyes without seeing the clown's eyes glinting in the darkness, filled with a twisted joy that sent chills down my spine. I never spoke of the carnival again, but deep down, I knew something terrible had lingered in the shadows, waiting for its next unsuspecting visitor. Days turned into weeks, and the carnival faded from my mind, but every time I passed the edge of the forest, I felt an unshakable dread clawing at my insides. The whispers of the trees seemed to echo with laughter, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Then, one night as I lay in bed, the sound of soft tapping began at my window, rhythmic and deliberate. My heart raced, and I froze, unable to move. I glanced toward the window, the silhouette of a figure barely visible in the darkness. My breath caught in my throat as that familiar twisted smile came into view. "Let's play." The voice sang sweetly, sending a shiver of terror through me. And in that moment, I knew that the carnival wasn't over. It had only just begun. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing and joining our community. See you in the next one.